Did you read the title? Did it say something like, you can bully corporations and you should? The fact that you bought a game that you didn't like gives you the right to criticize the absolute crap out of that game and the company that sold it to you. There's a video sweeping the gaming space right now from Mark Darrah, who formerly worked at BioWare, discussing the idea that your $70 purchase doesn't give you the right to be cruel. Now, to Mark's credit, he's worked on some amazing games and has a long-standing resume in the games industry. And I can empathize with a handful of his points in that video, talking about cruelty and calls for awful things to happen to developers. That's all wrong. Like, surely that's bad. Calling for anyone to be harmed in any way is absolutely horrible. But there are a lot of points Mark makes that I would challenge, like his discussion that because we as customers don't know the full backstage story of development on these games, that we should be more, I guess I inferred, open-minded to the games that are shipped. And to that, I respectfully say, hell no. Especially now. Especially after how far we've come. This isn't going to be a normal video response reaction play-by-play. Plenty of other channels are doing that already. I am more interested in taking this to the next piece of the conversation. Mark advocates against cruelty for the individual developers. Fine, that's its own discussion. I'd like to introduce Chapter 2. You're not bullying corporations nearly enough. Welcome to The Pondering. I am the real-life fake wizard. If this video brings you any value at all, consider subscribing to this channel, where we're posting new videos nearly every day. Now, cruelty is a negatively charged word. It's not a good thing. In many definitions, it means to take pleasure in the pain you've caused someone else. I don't like that. I don't want anyone to suffer. But I want corporations to collapse. I am sick of corporations, especially in the entertainment industry, using their investment dollars to tear down legacy properties in order to put up effigies of ideology, destroying the connections to the past in attempts to erase and alter history, and then blaming the customers and calling them every pejorative they can as a means to suppress criticism. My friends, there are 5 people specifically ruining entertainment: journalists, influencers, marketing professionals, corporate executives, and writers. Yes, the writers go on there. It is uninspired hack writing, leading to things like talking about pronouns with Tosh in Dragon Age Veilguard. It is the writers who are designing RPGs to be just friendship simulators at this point. And it's the writers who are incapable of telling compelling stories anymore. But this video isn't about any one of those specific 5 people. No, in Mark Darrah's video, he makes a point that when customers are angry, they feel the need to yell, and specifically yell at a person. He even then goes on to give you a top-down list of people who you should target your rage at. It's for reasons like this I appreciate his video. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to explain that. He could have just made his point about stop being mean to the devs and then bailed. But he didn't. No, he said to point your rage at the leadership behind the game, and that's who you complain to. Complain is the key word here, my friends. Complaints with words are nothing. They don't care. These companies don't care about you or me or how we feel about Star Wars Outlaws. They don't care about our feelings towards Assassin's Creed Shadows. Not really, anyway. If they cared, they'd have gotten it right the first time around. All the extended development time on Shadows does not indicate they care about what you or I say about the game. At this point, they're trying to mitigate losses. It's like they're polishing a turd to make sure they get good reviews from critics, which they most certainly will. The companies aren't making things for you and me. They're making things for their shareholders and investment firms. That means the heroic values that you and I believe make up a hero figure is put on the back burner to focus on what BlackRock Larry wants. The time for complaints has ended. Complaints mean nothing. It's white noise. They're not listening to you. Do you know what they listen to? When you stop buying. When you actively choose to stop buying their products. Words are meaningless when money talks. When I say you can bully corporations, I mean to starve them of every penny, all of them. Xbox, Sony, Hasbro, Disney, EA, Ubisoft, all of them, reject them all. You know, when I was watching Mark's video, I had this visceral, emotional response, and it was, no, screw these companies. I want to see them all collapse. Every single major franchise that defined the last 3 generations of human beings is dead or profusely bleeding out on life support from awful management done by incompetent and or malevolent ideologue leaders. Oh, don't be mean to the creators. Well, who is making this crap? They should be publicly shamed. They should go down in the history books. Universities should do case studies on this. These people stewarded these properties, and the result was the entire entertainment industry unraveled. We should understand exactly why. Because it's more than just one game. It's more than just a few years of mistakes here. We're looking at almost 2 decades of companies dusting off legacy properties and then throwing them into the meat grinder, hoping to pull out 5 or 6 nickels. I'm done complaining on forums. I'm done wishing things would get better. I'm done hoping that a hero writer is going to come along and save the day. No, I don't want Mass Effect back. The first 3 games are great. I don't want Dragon Age back. I don't want Star Wars back. I don't want Marvel back. I don't want any of it back anymore. I want it all to burn. And I want from the ashes the next generation of creatives to get their chance to tell their own stories. For those of you seeing me for the first time, this discussion goes past any singular franchise. It's about storytelling. Companies today do not care about the values that people like you and I place in storytelling. They don't care about heroism. They push narratives of selfishness and hedonism. All that matters is self-gratification, dedication to the self. That is what matters most. And so movies, television, and gaming today resolves with this great lie that a hero's power is not earned. It's there. Originally. That the power to be great is inherently inside each of us. There is nothing earned. There is nothing worth fighting for. There is nothing worth suffering for. And that's just not true. There is no special power that was inside you all along. You need to work your ass off if you're going to make something of your life. You need to go and work hard and fail again and fail some more. Because through perseverance over failure is where real heroism is found. So you have companies like Disney and Ubisoft and EA and Warner Brothers all pushing these bogus narratives that undermine the real human values in storytelling, replacing it with something that is slimy and dangerous and wrong. So following up on Mark's video, $70 games don't buy you cruelty to an individual. Sure, and if I had to take that at surface level, I would just agree with you. I don't want harm to befall anyone. In fact, I've been on record saying that I'd love to have a sit-down discussion with someone like Neil Druckmann or Corinne Bush. I wouldn't mind sitting down with Ryan Johnson or Kathleen Kennedy over a coffee, because I want to know why. I want to know why they think the way they do. On the individual level, not on the big macro level, they themselves. I want to know why they think what they do. I want to understand why they've all treated these legacy properties the way they have. Not to agree, not to find common ground, but to understand, to study, so that I may take that knowledge and pass it on to the next generation of storytellers as a warning of what not to do. I do not want these mega companies to make a comeback, or apologize, or say they're sorry. I wouldn't believe them if they said so. They've done everything in their power to try and manipulate us all, trying to convince us what to think and how to feel. I want them to fail, and I want it to be because the free market fought back. That customers who have been told forever they're too small to do anything against these monoliths took them down and made a real difference. And then I want all of us to start being more creative ourselves, learn more, do more, write more, engage more with others. There are going to be 10,000 young men who see this video. Inside many of you are stories you want to tell. Do it. Find a way. Learn what it is you have to do to get your dreams out there. Take the time. Even if one of you tries, you could be the next Spielberg, the next Lucas, the next Tolkien. If you don't try, you'll never know. I'm tired of reading about heroes. I'm tired of hoping the old stuff comes back. It's not coming back. It's time for a new dawn. So I'll leave you with this. If I'm to look at the entire entertainment industry as a whole, the Disney Corporation is a major player, and frankly, they are extremely vulnerable. If you hit Disney, gaming will be impacted, TV will be impacted, movies will never be the same. It will ripple across the entire economy around the world. The Disney Plus platform is a $100 billion investment that we, like you and me, just regular customers, could collapse if we unsubscribed from it. If you told your friends and your family to cancel Disney Plus, and they did, and the company had to then tell their shareholders, it would collapse their stock price, because it would signal that no amount of investment banker money would make a difference when free market customers reject them. The window is open right now. It won't be open for long. You want to change gaming and entertainment forever? Cancel Disney Plus. But this is a long conversation that doesn't end here. If you'd like to join a community of people discussing things like this and gaming and movies and more, join my Discord. You can get there by going to fakewizard.com. There's a link in the description. And until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. Thank you. Play me out, Johnny.